Now, Tom Brady is clearly taking control of everything going on in Vegas as his ownership got approved early at the end of last year. Can't believe we got to keep saying last year. It's 2025 now. And they, of course, they originally said that Adam Schefter said, "Oh, Antonio Pierce is going to be fine." Antonio Pierce even said himself that he wasn't expecting to get let go. And then they fired him about 2 days ago, and then they fired their GM Tom Telesco, and now you've got this situation where Tom Brady's really going to be manning the search to find the next GM or find the next head coach. I look at it like this. I know a lot of people said, I think it was Dana Rossini said, a couple others like, "Oh, it's very perfect time that they're interviewing Ben Johnson." And not to say that Ben Johnson wouldn't be interested in the situation, because who doesn't want to work with Tom Brady? A new vision and things like that would be something that you could probably sell him on. But also at the same time, I think the quarterback situation is why I'm not too high on this being a go-to spot. And then you talk about dysfunction. This team is has a lot of dysfunction. Yeah, Tom Brady is taking control, but he's only a very, very small minority owner. This is still Mark Davis's show. They're looking for their third GM in just the last 3 fucking years. That's a problem. And if you look at the
They paying
teams in
for a
front of
coach.
them,
They'll be paying for their fourth coach too. So that's even a bigger
paying
problem.
their fourth coach as well. And if you look at the draft order, they're drafting six, and now you got two QB needy teams. You've got the Tennessee Titans, and now Cleveland, with the news about Freaky Sean that he ruptured his Achilles again, had to have another surgery, so he's going to be out all of next year. They're 100% probably going to go quarterback. So I just don't see a way for them to be able to trade up. And if they did, it would have to be, anybody, hey, Bears fans, talking about the hall. This would really have to be a hall if you're going to jump 4 or 5 spots. So that's why I don't think it's going to be as this coveted place as maybe Rossini and a couple others have actually hinted at. But I do think it's going to be interesting to see how Tom Brady's going to put this together. What's going to be their new plan? And it wouldn't shock me if after the Super Bowl, Tom Brady's like, "Shout out to Fox. I appreciate y'all. I'm out." That wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Dante, what you think about the Raiders cleaning house? Is there anything? Is this news to you? Or expecting the Raiders to continue to be the Raiders?
No, I think Tom Brady has a legit interest at that side of football. So I think it's one of the situations. I agree. I think he's going to walk away from Fox. He's going to say, "Yeah, the contract was nice, but I don't want to do this shit. I want to actually be involved in football in some capacity." We heard the talks about him damn near wanting to come out of retirement again. So I'm not shocked that he's took more of a hands-on approach with the Raiders. And that's the benefit of being who he is. I think he's a guy who can use his cachet to really make some things shake. And he is a guy, if anybody, similar to how I know this is, NIL in college, but the same way he made the call to the prospect who ended up flipping to Michigan. Like, he can wield his influence in those ways. Obviously, there are certain things he can't do while, as an owner, but there's a lot of things he can. And I think this is one of those situations where for the first time we have a player who is, as popular as Tom was, now taking a prominent position in the front office where it's like, "Hey, just come play for me. Come play with me." I know we got like John Lynch and you got other guys like that, Ozzie Newsome, they all played, but it's not Tom Brady. It's not the greatest player ever. This is, essentially like when Mike first got his team. I'm sure back in the day when it first happened, you had a lot of guys who, at least considered it like, I go play for Mike. But I I can't sit here and say the Raiders will continue to be the old Raiders. Now, obviously, just like with the Bears, we got to see it. But given the way Tom is, a maniac when it comes to football and everything we've seen with him cleaning the house, I think he's going to try to align it to do something similar to what we saw in New England, where there's continuity top to bottom from ownership down to the coaches, and that will be reflected in the players that they bring in. So I agree. It would be a leap to go get Shador. Then they got to move up several spots for that. But I mean, at the same time, with Tom there, I think you're going to see the Raiders start to definitely be more aggressive and more serious about, real team building.
Bang, what's your thoughts on this?
Tom Brady should just go ahead and make sure that he's the GM of the team, vice president of operations or something. While he has a small ownership stake, he's really taking control of this team. And Mark Davis, like I said, fired 3 GMs. He's going to be paying his fourth head coach. He wants somebody to be a real true face of this organization. It's Tom Brady. And I don't think Tom Brady wants to Magic Johnson this shit. I think Tom Brady wants to be deeply involved with football operations. So just like Mikey, just like Dante said, I could see him leaving that booth. And after leaving that booth, I could see him being a part of the front office of that team. And then hiring a coach to take over. And then also, even with the quarterback situation, you're talking about somebody who was the 6th round pick in 199. So I believe that even though he would want a Shador because he has a relationship with a Shador or somebody else, I think Tom Brady has the cachet enough to say that I could recruit one of these people to be a bridge to somebody next year, or maybe we could catch lightning in a bottle like Sam Darnold. So that's what I feel is going to happen.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line.